it's very hard to get someone to buy it from you if they don't know you. You know, they go from the stages from knowing you, liking you, and trusting you. They have to go through those 3 phases. They have to be in the trust you. During this method, giving a lot of value first and trying to build that relationship gets them through those 3 stages.
Thank you so much for joining us on the Evolve Your Brand podcast. I'm your host, Aaliyah Merkees, and it is my pleasure to first thank Icon Industry, Shane ×3, because you love yourself that much. Steven, we named an eel after you just though. We're catching up, bro. It's 3-2. And the rest of the crew at Icon, we appreciate you. We love you. We can't do this without you. Without further ado, my man, Jorge Mateo. Welcome.
Thank you.
Canine conversions.
Yes, sir.
We're gonna educate all the people about what canine conversions are.
Looking forward to that.
And did you know something about this show? This is a dog show, bro.
I know. I mean, I've watched a few videos.
Oh, you have?
Yeah.
Dog or cats?
Dogs.
Of course.
Yeah.
Right. Okay.
Everything in life has to have a point. And I'm sorry for those of you that have cats. They are pointless.
I don't do cats. Okay.
You know, I studied you guys a little bit too.
Oh.
Yeah. To see, you know, what the vibe is and like, you know, how to, you know, what to talk about, you know, but it seems pretty cool.
They are pointless.
I don't do cats.
I'm excited and I'm really happy that you guys had me here.
Okay, so what did you learn about your research when you did it?
1, be yourself.
Dogs.
Of course.
Yeah.
Right.
2, I don't know if it was with the one that with Mike Barron.
Okay.
Or with Jenna Jason, because those are the one that I saw. And there was one that I saw too, but I didn't finish that one. And there was one that said like, it's good to get vulnerable, you know? Ooh. Yeah. So I'm just like, all right, gotta.
So that inspired you to get vulnerable?
I try to be, you know, just because I feel like whenever you want to inspire people, you gotta be vulnerable.
Right.
You gotta talk about like exactly what you're feeling in order to connect with someone. So I try to be vulnerable and, you know, talk about how I'm feeling about certain stuff.
I love it. I'm excited about this since I'm a huge dog fan. So let's jump into where your journey began. So
Okay.
you said you were born in Mexico.
Yes.
How'd you end up in the U.S.?
I was born in Mexico. I got to the U.S. when I was like, I think 2 or 3. And then I lived in L.A. I want to say for like 5 years. I grew up there. I grew up with for the first, I think 2 or 3 years, it was me, my mom, and my other brother. We lived in a 1-bedroom apartment with like 10 other people that were like family members. Yeah, and we lived there for quite a while. It was funny because I remember growing up when I was a kid, me and my brother had our own little room. And our own little room was like the closet. And it was cool because we had like drawings of like Pokemon on the walls. And like that made us happy just because, you know, we were the only kids who had like our own little privacy. But we lived in LA for a while. Then from there, we just moved a little bit more up east towards like San Bernardino area.
Okay.
Yeah. And then I pretty much just lived there all my life. And then in 2017, I decided to buy myself a 1-way ticket to Miami and just give it a try for a year. And then from there, I've been there ever since.
I feel really bad for you. You went from Southern California to Miami. You poor thing. You know, like we should.
Don't get me wrong. My one of my options was San Diego. One of my options was to move to San Diego, but one of my buddies convinced me to go to Florida, to go to Miami.
I've looked at home prices in Miami. You're better off. I mean, they're increasing too. But still, what did you love about growing up in Southern California?
I guess the fact that all like the nature stuff that is around me. Yeah. And I didn't realize that until I moved to Miami. And it's like all the mountains. I'm a huge hiking person. I love hiking. I like to stay active. And then
There was a reason
why. Yeah, I like to stay active. And the fact that when I moved to Miami, there was like no mountains at all. Like I've never been to Miami. I never even seen the apartment that I was moving to. I was just going all in.
Sorry, can't go. Sorry, Miami. Never. I might visit, but I ain't moving there.
I like it.
No mountains?
No mountains. No.
No mountains.
No. So every time I come to California to go visit my family, always a hike. Always. I need to go to a hike.
Done.
Yep.
I have a perfect spot for you two to go if you're down after this. It's a cool spot. You'll like it. Hiking is
so therapeutic.
Seriously.
Especially when you don't have any connection on there, like no Wi-Fi, no data, no anything.
You're speaking my language.
You know, we're disconnected from the world, and then that's why I like going on hikes.
It's so funny. You're in the lead conversion. You're like, I just want to go dark.
Yep.
I get it. What's your favorite hike?
My favorite hike?
Yeah. What's the spot?
I like to hike a lot in Joshua Tree.
Okay. Oh.
Yeah, and climb those boulders and stuff. Yeah. Night hikes too. They're a little scary.
All right, bro. But that's intense.
Those are cool.
Are you going by yourself, or is Sandra going with you on the night hike?
No, she doesn't go with me.
Okay,
no, I haven't gone on a night hike in a while, but I used to go with friends. Like
I was gonna say.
Never alone. It's too scary.
That was sketchy. So yesterday I was on a night hike, and I'm like, I was alone, and there's coyotes out there, so I'm like, probably not the best idea. Need to rethink the strategy. When you made the decision to move to Miami in 2017, what made you decide I got to leave Cali and I got to go cross country?
That's a good question. A buddy of mine who I was learning, like I was working with him and working like in a business together. He pretty much told me, hey, listen, like I moved to Miami like 2 weeks ago. There's a condo right next to me. Like no one's living there. It's brand new. Like, do you wanna come and live here? And this happened, I want to say like on a Monday, because I was just coming back from flying from speaking at an event. And then he told me this on a Monday, and on that same week on a Friday, I was already going to Miami. And it was like a very impulsive decision.
Yeah.
I was during that time where I was just saying yes to opportunities. And then, I did that. Broke my parents' heart, unfortunately, especially my mom's, because I just left so sudden. But I don't know. I just felt like I just needed to be there, you know?
Was that different than most of your life choices to be that impulsive? Or are you a pretty impulsive person?
No, I wasn't really much of an impulsive person. It's something that I started to say yes to things that made me uncomfortable. When I first started like my first business, it was part like an affiliate business. That's where I learned all about Facebook ads. And that's where I also spoke on stage, which for me was incredibly uncomfortable. Like I remember they were asking for volunteer. I was a top earner in that affiliate marketing space with that company. And then they were asking for like volunteers, like 2 volunteers to go speak on stage. And they were asking like specific people who like made some money there. Now I remember I really wanted to do it, but I didn't want to do it. You know, I was super hesitant. Like I even wrote down the message because they asked like write like a small paragraph why you should, be selected. And I wrote it. And I kid you not, I was like on the computer for like 30 minutes, ready, like hesitant to click on enter. Because once I knew I hit enter, like I knew I had a pretty big chance of speaking on stage. So I don't know, I was just there like playing tug of war with my head. Like, should I do it? Should I not? Don't do it. Just do it. And then I don't know, 30 minutes, boom, I just clicked the button and then was just waiting for a response.
When you were processing that decision for yourself, what made you finally made the decision to?
I don't know, just I knew it was something that I had to do. And sometimes when I don't want to do something and I'm just like, I know I should, sometimes I just kind of like 3, 2, 1, count backwards, and then just one without thinking about it, without like, not overcomplicating things, just do it.
My favorite word, don't complicate things. It's like, man, it's funny. Mel Robbins talks about the 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. It's like when you get out of bed, it's like, don't think about it. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, get your ass up. Because whatever comes after is just an excuse to,
that is true.
To feed your worst habits. Just wait. Let's talk about your childhood. Like when you were growing up, what did you love to do? What led you to get into the profession that you did? Like,
I like growing up. Well, so we come from like a low income family, right? We always struggled for money. So growing up, I always thought that like money was an issue, and I just that I just wanted to become rich. That's always something that as a small kid, I just always wanted to be wealthy. Don't get me wrong, I was super wealthy when it came to like love and care from my family.
oh, that's great.
Yeah. So I that we never lack. But I knew, I would see something my parents just kind of, struggle a little bit when it comes to finances. So that kind of influenced me wanting to go into a profession where they made like a lot of money. So when I grew up, I wanted to become a doctor, just
Okay.
because either I wanted to become a doctor. I thought about like a pilot because I heard like they make like a ton of money too. But more just more like a doctor, just because I felt like I can help people there more than a pilot. Lawyer was also one of them, but when I heard all about studying about the law, I totally got discouraged. I was like, no.
How come?
Too much. I guess it was just too much history, and for me, I was never good at history.
Okay.
Yeah. And knowing about laws, so I just
You're making your own history.
an issue.
Oh,
An issue.
it's short, by the way. I just want to let you know.
So yeah, and then I just went I went to college to try to do something in the medicine field. But growing up, just I don't know, money always influenced me, and I guess I was just disciplined. I feel like I'm disciplined right now, and a lot has to do with me playing soccer when I was a kid.
Okay.
Yeah. Me that I feel like me, committing to going to practice every Tuesday, Thursday, and games every Sunday. Like it was rare for me to miss, just because I felt like I had already committed to the team.
Yeah.
So I felt like that also gave me like discipline, influencing me right now.
Was your discipline with soccer initiated by you or your parents?
It was. I guess it was by me, just because my dad kind of pushed me into playing soccer when I was a little kid, and I didn't like it.
Okay.
I did not like it whatsoever. I wasn't good at it. I don't know. I didn't really like the sport.
Right.
But throughout the years, I just wanted to play soccer. I started appreciating it. I started getting good. I started practicing, before soccer practice, after soccer practice, just hitting kicking the ball against the wall, just practicing. I just started liking it, and then I guess that's where the love for the game started, and that's where like the discipline started too.
You started getting good.
Mhm.
What'd you play?
I played two positions.
Okay.
I was a middle center.
Okay.
Yeah. I the playmaker.
I know.
Yeah. I used to.
I know soccer. I'm a Manchester City fan, buddy.
Manchester City.
Oh, bro.
Okay.
De Bruyne. Let's go.
Yeah, I'm a Pep Guardiola fan. So
Oh, are you?
yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
he's
So that's why
he's a
they're my
fanatical genius.
Oh, yeah.
He's playing a different game than all of us are playing.
Oh yeah. I hit when he was at Barcelona. Was a whole tiki taka. That was my favorite time. My favorite Barcelona era for sure.
You didn't know we were going to go down the soccer path.
I did it.
All right.
I did it.
So you played.
Yeah, I played a middle center, and then I also played a defender, like last man
Okay.
as a defender. Yeah.
Okay. So you had the balance,
Yeah.
playmaker and the defense.
Yeah. Usually when I used to play, if we were already winning, like up by like 2 or 3, they just put me in the back.
Gotcha.
Yeah. But I like
Because
a
you
little
handle
action.
your own.
Yeah. For me, I personally had more pleasure of getting an assist than scoring goals.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
I can see that.
Mm-hmm.
You give out that vibe.
Yeah.
Like you want the team.
Yeah. Xavi Hernandez, which
Yeah.
he was my favorite player ever.
Okay.
Yeah, that's who I studied. Mm-hmm.
What? How far did you get with soccer?
Not very far. I mean, not very far.
Well, I love the sport, but I didn't get very far. It's all good.
I still played once in a while, but once I hit college, it was a whole different level for me. It was,
okay.
For me, it took me twice as longer to get certain things that like most of my friends did. So while I was working, if I wasn't working, I was in school studying. If I was in class, I only play soccer on Sundays. That's it. Like I didn't practice anymore. Played once a week. But yeah, once I hit college, it was just, hitting those books just to try to
Nice.
try to pass. Not even get good grades, but try to pass, because it was definitely hard for me.
How did you do in high school?
High school, I did good. I mean, I graduated with like a 3.5, I think.
Nice.
Yeah, 3.5. It wasn't too bad. It was pretty easy besides like those advanced classes. But once I hit college, I was just like, man, it was.
What was the difference?
I don't know if it was I just didn't get the right education, or I don't know. It was just like, I think it was just the fast pace of it. I was quarter. It was, I had classes for like 3 months. And since for me, it took a little longer to get certain stuff and study a little bit more, I think it was just too fast paced for me. I mean, it took me almost 6 years to graduate from university, but I'm one of those person that I'm just like, I have to finish what I started. And I was going to be the first person to graduate from my family, so I definitely wanted to give that diploma from my parents. Thank you.
Nice, man.
Yeah.
I mean, that's how you begin a different legacy.
Yeah. I discovered entrepreneurship during college.
Did you?
Yeah.
What was, before we get into that, what's the biggest lesson you've learned from your parents? Like, what do you appreciate about your parents?
That's a good question. There's a lot. There's a lot. But I probably would say to like never give up. Never stop fighting for what you want. Like, anything in life is yours as long as you put the time and effort to it.
Never stop fighting.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. That's what, for me, I don't like to give up. I don't give up, For me, it's just, if I'm put down, like, I know I have to get up, but it just means I'm just closer to my goals, or closer to whatever I'm trying to achieve.
Is that mom or pops?
Both.
Really?
I want to say a little bit of both. Yeah.
Ferocious.
Mm-hmm.
Nice.
Yeah.
So we fast forward to college now. Entrepreneurship. How does that journey begin? And I'm sorry. It's so glorious, right?
It is. It is. It's definitely a roller coaster, for sure. It's definitely a roller coaster. I mean, I first started and it was like an affiliate marketing. And I think I just discovered on accident, like on Facebook. And I just wanted to see what it was. And that was like my first time getting into like that realm of entrepreneurship and bettering yourself. And back then too, when I first started, I was overweight. I was weighing. I never really weighed myself at my biggest, but I want to say I was like maybe 240.
How tall are you?
5'10".
Okay.
5'10". Yeah, 5'10". Right now I'm 180, but once I moved to Miami, I wanted to do the decision of like trying to lose weight, and then I almost lost like 80 pounds within a year.
Congratulations.
Appreciate that.
What was the biggest change?
Dieting and working out.
Yeah.
Just
I know, right? Big secret.
Yeah. But yeah, I discovered entrepreneurship. And then that was the point where I'm like, all right, cool. I not only do I want to get better financially, I should get better like physically too, and spiritually, in all aspects of my life. So that's where I kind of learned a little bit about advertising. And I learned from a friend of mine who he knew all about like Facebook ads. He traveled all over the world and spoke. He was my mentor back then. And then that's who I pretty much learned about like internet marketing, about how to run ads. And then from there, I just kind of started running ads on my own. I was working for his company. I was like the head fulfillment guy and like the head of advertising guy. And I learned a lot when it comes to Facebook ads. And the cool about Facebook ads too is, when someone has a big budget, you have an advantage of I don't want to say play with their money, because it sounds wrong, but like you have a certain budget where you can test certain stuff. Because when it comes to advertising, it's all about testing, especially in the very beginning. It's all about testing, trying to see what works best for your product. So that's how I learn a lot of it.
We're going to go down that because I think the lead conversion. It's interesting. There's a lot of aspects of branding, marketing, and then lead conversion. Shane and I were having this conversation, and I don't think a lot of us entrepreneurs understand the differences between all of them. You know, because there is, like, just being in a production studio, I've learned a lot over the past 6 months. I'm like, whoa, I didn't know. Like, you don't know what you don't know.
Yeah, exactly.
So I definitely want to go there because I think there's a lot of things that you're going to be able to help entrepreneurs understand when they make an investment in regards to creating content, because creating content doesn't necessarily directly lead to leads. You don't get more leads, you get more influence, but unless you run ads. So I really want to dig into that. What year was it that you started doing the affiliate marketing?
2017.
Okay, so this is
actually 2016, because 2017, the next year, I moved to Miami.
So it's been almost 8 years.
Yeah,
that you've been in the space. So that was like when everything was starting to take off, or how long would you say that running ads on Facebook has really, really just become a fabric of a lot of entrepreneurs?
I mean, it started back then. I mean, it's something that, it hasn't really died. If anything, it's just gotten bigger.
Okay.
So
what did you learn? Just kind of walk through. I'm an entrepreneur. I'm watching this show and I want to know, like, I'm creating content. I got an idea in regards to my brand. Now what? Where does somebody like you help me elevate and start hitting my goals?
So when it comes to running ads, one of the biggest things is, an offer. What you have, what's your offer? Either that being, a low-end offer of like $7, like what we call an intro product, or just an offer giving something away for free in return for, name, email, phone number. Because, you definitely want to grow that email list, and you definitely want to grow that lead list, a phone number. That way you can, just follow up with every single one of them. But you want to be able to have some sort of call to action, or even if you don't have any of the products, but you're looking to grow, for example, your Instagram, which Instagram is one of the biggest tools right now to grow your audience, or even like YouTube. But I would honestly just say you're just running ads to your Instagram to go bring awareness. Definitely call your ideal avatar or your ideal audience in the very beginning of it, and then from there, just have a call to action of, for example, just follow my page for more information. Or, for example, if you're an entrepreneur, you're looking to grow your business, follow my page where I'm giving away free gems, to how to scale your business from 10 to 100K, for example. Your call to action right there is follow my page,
right?
So you just have to have some sort of call to action in all those, I guess, ads in order to convert. But one of the best ways is just simply just having some sort of like landing page or offer and get their information. Because at least for me personally, I was never really big of a fan of running ads to like a website, because the website is just info. It's just, for example, they have a homepage, they have a contact us, about us, but that's pretty much it. You're driving traffic, but there's really no way of knowing if they're converting or not.
Right.
If you have a landing page, you're running ads, and now you're getting you're growing your audience. You're getting those the contact information, and then from there you can push them into your website. But you definitely want to be able to keep those people who are who are visiting the websites and convert, because later on you're just bringing everyone into your ecosystem.
I love it. Let's get tangible, because you're getting nitty gritty. So I run an ad. I grow my Instagram influence, and based on how many followers I get, that's where I start tweaking, right?
Yeah. So if you're going that route, for example, and you want to grow your Instagram, one of the best things to do is create a video where your call to action is follow my Instagram page for more information, or for more content. And then from there, you start getting followers, right? And even if you don't get followers, Facebook is still tracking who visits you. They do that all internally, like behind the scenes. And then the cool thing about Facebook ads is you can actually run a retargeting ad for those people who visited your page but never followed you or never took action, or someone who just liked the post but never really gave you a follow or never took action, or anybody who, for example, DM'd you. Anybody who DM'd you, you can do a retargeting ad. So then you could just do a retargeting ad based on those people, and then that's how you start growing your following, and that's how you can offer your services. And one of like a thing that is trending right now, and I see it working, are DM ads. So for example, you run a retargeting ad and they say, okay, DM me for this free training. I'll show you how I'm, in my case, for example, how I'm helping dog trainers go from, $5K a month to $60K a month using Facebook ads. Just DM me the word train and I'll send it to you. And what happens there is now they're DMing you, and now you're starting that conversation with them. And then you give them the training, and then, you just, from there, the follow-up is endless.
It's more of a permission marketing approach.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Do you like that approach?
I do.
Okay.
I do.
How come you think it works right now? How come you think that's getting a lot more traction with taking that type of strategy?
Just because it starts building like that relationship with people versus, a lot of times people, it's very hard to get someone to buy it from you if they don't know you. They go from the stages from knowing you, liking you, and trusting you. So in order to get someone to buy it, they have to go through those 3 phases. They have to be in the trust you. So sometimes it's hard to sell a product when they don't even know you, And I feel like during this method, giving a lot of value first and trying to build that relationship gets them through those 3 stages until, they like you and they're like, all right, this guy knows, what he's talking about, I trust him. I'm going to go for it. And it's easier to close in the back end.
I really appreciate that. One of the things that we talked about earlier was you said you're getting out of your comfort zone. So I want to jump into this. Being on video isn't comfortable for you. It's not something that comes naturally, is it?
No.
No? Not at all?
Not at all.
Okay. How come you're doing it? Like, how come you're growing your personal brand?
That's a good question. Just because I feel your personal brand is one of the biggest assets that you can have nowadays. If you have a big following, if you know what you're talking about, it's easier to not only like sell stuff, but also like motivate people to do certain stuff. Just because, for example, with canine conversions, for me at least, I don't like saying like, oh, I'm selling them into my product. No, I'm helping them grow their business. Where, like, for example, I had a client who were getting, a lot of leads. I was getting them a lot of leads. I hit them up and they told me that they had their biggest month, which was 60,000 within a month. And for me, I'm just like, let's go.
How much was the ad spend?
The ad spend was, we were spending $10 a day. So that was like $300 $300. $300.
$300.
60,000. Yeah.
I'm in. I'm in.
So, I mean, and it's just the power
of running ads.
The power of running ads. Yeah. The power of running ads, the power of, for example, knowing sales too, because, you need to know how to, sell, your product. And I guess one of the biggest issues where I've been, not the biggest issue, but a lot of issues that I'm seeing when talking to some dog trainers is that they're not familiar with running Facebook ads. And they think that it's going to be like a waste of money. And if they're getting leads, if they call them once and they're not, they're not responding, they're like, all right, this is not a quality lead. When in return, it's just like, no, you need to be calling someone, countless of times until they pick up, 7 times, exactly 7 times. You got to be calling them 7 times. So the leads are there. They're going to get a ton of leads. Like, I ran Facebook ads for all different types of niches, and dog training niche has been where I've been getting the best results when it comes to Facebook. Leads to, like, I've seen in less than $2. Yeah, less than $2, which is unheard of because it's rare for you to get, like, for example, a good Facebook ad running lead generation. It'll be like, for example, for me, anywhere from $5 to $7, and that's me running nationwide. But the fact that our targeting is very selected versus, like, just running it, like, for example, in San Diego, or just running it in Houston, or just running it in Miami versus the whole US, yet we're able to get, leads for under $3. When I first saw it, I was like,
Yo.
we got something. We got something going on right now.
$3? 300? $60,000.
That's what I'm saying.
I'm in. Yo.
That's what I'm saying. So that's why I feel like for me, it's like I'm not trying to sell anybody
Right.
in for like my product. If anything, I want to be able to help them and show them like, hey, we can show you how to get these systems in place, how to run your ads. If anything, we'll run your ads for you. And we'll even give you, like all the sales training from someone who literally almost made $1 million, the month of February.
Here's my question for you. You said that, they don't think that, spending money on running ads works.
Mhm.
Think it's a waste of money.
Mhm.
How come in your industry you get that type of feedback? What's broken in your industry that you're working on solving?
I feel that maybe they're just, and I can be wrong, but maybe I just feel like they're just stuck on referrals, and that's just not in the dog training space, but I feel like in a lot of industries, they're just stuck in that like traditional advertising, mindset,
Okay.
which, it was fine maybe 10 years ago, but times are evolving, like
Yeah.
times are changing. You have to be able to adapt to the environment. And
Right.
I mean, if you think about it, people who are spending money, putting money on magazines, like how many people how many people actually read a magazine, and how many reaches are you going to be able to get off of that ad that you invested versus, running ads, for example, on social media, such as Facebook and Instagram. If you ask 10 random people out there, how many of them have like an Instagram? I'm pretty sure like 9 out of 10 people are going to say I do,
Yeah.
and how many times do they go a day? Oh, I'm pretty sure
It's 162 times that people touch their phone in a day.
You see, that's nuts. So it's like,
That's average.
yeah. So it's
I
like,
said that's average. I didn't say that was like, some of us are hitting way more than that.
Oh yeah, I believe that. I believe that. But yeah, it's just, where all the eyeballs are right now, and that is on the phone, on social media.
Gotcha.
So that's why I feel like that's just, deep in my heart, just the best place to advertise.
Let's talk to some 40-year-olds. Okay.
Okay.
I'm over 40. I got a successful business. I've been in business for 10, 15, 20 years. It's one of the hardest arguments I have. How come I should change? Everything's working fine.
Mm-hmm.
Everything's working fine. I'm still making money. I still get business.
Mm-hmm.
What's happening with the competition out there? What's the next generation doing that us 40-year-olds need to be aware of?
Social media. I mean, that's
Come
what
on,
it
bro.
is. I know you're on it. You're on top of the game. You're on top of a game for sure. But I know some people that, for example, their social media game is not strong. For example, they have a business, but last picture that they posted was in 2019.
What's wrong with that?
I just feel like nowadays, like for example, when I'm gonna go to a new restaurant,
Yeah,
and I want to check it out, I don't go to Yelp anymore. Like I don't go to
Really?
Google anymore. I go to the Instagram page, and then I see okay, does this place look good? Does the vibe look cool? And I know a lot of people do that too. A lot of people like more our age, like they just go directly into Instagram. Where I've discovered a lot of restaurants because of Instagram, just because their Instagram page was good, or don't get me wrong, there's been some times where I got catfished, and the Instagram post or video looks very, very good, and then I go there and like the food is not the best, but it got me in the door. So I feel like,
so even if your product isn't good, that's a great way to get people in the door.
Oh yeah. Yeah,
you won't get them to come back, but you got them in the door. I mean, but these are life lessons. I love that you're walking through and saying, like, I didn't even think about that. Like, that's where are you you're going to go to one resource. Why would I go to Yelp and Instagram? I would just rather go to their Instagram page and see what people say about them, right?
Yep, exactly. And especially like, for example, right now, Yelp, like I think if you want to go, you can't even go to Yelp on your mobile without downloading the app.
Yeah.
And then on Google, it's like you go to Google and you see the pictures that people post, but the pictures that they post don't do no justice. Like there's just, it's blurry, or it's, it's not professionally made, So if you really want to see like what the product is or how the restaurant looks, for example, then you wouldn't want to go there, Or like I like to tell people too, like for example, in the dog training business, you have person A and person B who are each other's competitors,
Yeah.
same city. But if you go to their social media and you go to their Instagram, one of them has like 200 followers, verified, and has a lot of free content showing people like, oh, this is how I taught my dog how to sit. This is how I taught my dog how to give me paw. Versus someone who doesn't really post much or only has videos. Who do you think people are going to go to?
You tell me. Who are they going to go to?
The person who's more active on social media.
And then who are they going to go to in 5 years?
Most likely.
Do you think the other person is going to be in business in 5 years if they don't post on social media?
Probably not.
How come?
Just because times are changing, and if you don't, if you don't adapt to the environment, you're just gonna get left behind.
So here's my question: you've been in this space since 2016. How much faster have things gotten over the past couple of years?
Way faster.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Did you really just say that? You said. No, I'm being serious.
No, yeah,
it's that. Like, give us some perspective. How much have things shifted over the past couple of years?
I mean, I feel just like the whole attention is on social media.
Yeah.
That's the whole attention. And with new apps coming up, like for example, with TikTok, what happens is when a new competitor comes around like TikTok, Instagram over here when TikTok came, Instagram started optimizing for Reels. So meaning that Instagram prefers and will give preference to those, accounts who uses Reels versus who uses photos. Because back in the day when Instagram started, it was just photos.
Yeah.
It was nothing but photos. But now you just see everyone doing Reels. And that's because now we're competing against, TikTok and YouTube Shorts, and Instagram wants to be the number one, platform. So they're giving, they're giving priority to those who do Reels. So that's why any post that I post on my page is nothing but Reels, just because it's giving preference to those, and it's just changing, constantly changing like that.
Okay. So I am a dog trainer.
Okay.
In San Diego.
Okay.
I love San Diego. I'm sorry.
San Diego's beautiful.
San Diego's
It's gorgeous.
and home prices are amazing too. So had to take that. I'm great at what I do. Phenomenal. I've been in the business for 10 years. I want to grow my business. I know I have a great training system. Where should I start? I'm not recording content. I'm not focused on my brand. I have a great business. I'm making about $25,000 a month.
Okay.
Go.
And
I want to run ads.
And you want to run ads.
I want to build a personal brand.
Okay.
I want to take that content that I'm posting every single day on the platforms where my avatars are. So let's say TikTok. Everybody loves dogs. I don't know what it is about COVID, but the COVID dog explosion. I'm a huge dog fan. And if you guys don't know, I love dogs.
Dogs are amazing. They're amazing.
Amazing. It's your passion. Let's wait for this. Are you ready?
Heck yeah.
Let's go down the dog route. So before we get into that though, let's talk about your passion for dogs. Then we'll jump into the entrepreneurship because I really want to cover that. Where does your passion come for when it comes to dogs? Like, you're passionate.
Yeah. I just love dogs. When we had our first dog, when we first moved to like the first ever home that we had, sadly that dog passed last year because he was already old. He lived a good life.
What was his name?
Toby.
Toby.
Toby. Toby.
Toby.
Yeah.
Okay.
My
What
boy
kind of dog was Toby?
He was half half German Shepherd and half Golden Retriever. Yeah. And then I don't know. I just had a sweet spot for them. They were always around. Like I said, like when I hit college, I was studying like crazy, just to try to keep up with everyone else. 3 o'clock in the morning, studying. Pulling all-nighters, and the only person or the only thing that was there with me was my dog. Was
Really?
literally like underneath the table, hanging out, keeping me company. So I've always had like a sweet spot for dogs. And my family, they've always had dogs. We've always rescued dogs. I've never really bought a single dog ever, besides my current dog, Thor, which I got him as a engagement. It was an engagement dog for my
You're
wife.
joking.
Yeah.
Your dog's name is Thor?
Thor.
I'm a huge Vikings fan, bro.
Oh yeah?
Oh yeah, I've got a Thor like bobblehead in my office. I was gonna put it on the table.
Oh, that would have been cool.
I kid you not. That's so funny. Your dog's name is Thor.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes. His name is Thor. And then so he's the one that we have right now. He's 1 year old, but he's huge. He is huge. Yeah, he's a cool little dude. But yeah, I mean, I've always liked dogs.
What is it that you love about dogs?
Their loyalty. Their loyalty, they're always with you. I mean, even Thor, whenever I have my desk, right? And underneath my desk is always like Thor, just hanging out there. And even if I go up and get water, he will literally go up and just go with me to the fridge just to get water. Or just like always, he's always there. Whenever you're in a bad mood, you could just go around, lay down, and he would just like want to play with you. There was one time, I kid you not, my family had like 22 dogs. And that was because 2 of our female dogs had like puppies like a week apart. And then like for the longest time, there was, I want to say like maybe 15 or like 14 little puppies, like literally just hanging out, that my dad had to like make a little space for them. But like I remember like after like a long day of work, because I used to work at a restaurant as a busboy. And I remember every time I had a bad day, I would just go there, lay on the floor, and have like all these little puppies just like coming to me, and I was just like, "Yo, like this is cool. This is like heaven right here." Like, no,
I was gonna say you're in puppy heaven.
Yeah,
Freaking dogs.
yeah.
And that's where the passion began.
That's where the passion began. Yeah, I currently right now like donate to like a nonprofit for dogs. Dogs that they capture or that they have in I believe it's in China, and then you know how like I believe they banned it now, but back then it was legal to like eat the dogs there. And there's this company, No Dogs Left Behind, a nonprofit. I mean, that what they do is they rescue those dogs from there. So I try to help out as much as possible with that. And then one of my goals with dogs is I started doing this just like a little experiment where I follow this page on Instagram where you can adopt dogs like around my area, and then I saw two dogs that have been there in the animal shelter for more than 6 months, and for me I was just like, yo, like this is heartbreaking. Like, why are they here? Like, why are no one like adopting them? So I did a small experiment where like I just made a page from my dog Thor, and then I just ran ads from his page saying something like, "Hey, this is my friend." One of them was named Carly. Like, this is my friend Carly. He's been in the animal shelter for more than 6 months. Can someone like adopt him or adopt her?
Because someone love me.
Yeah, because someone
got a home?
Cause someone loved my friend. And I just ran ads.
That is so badass.
To that, and then now I don't know, since I just ran ads to that, and like there's no way of tracking or anything like that.
Yeah.
But I would say those 2 dogs that I did that, 2 or 3 days later they got adopted. So for me, that just inspired me to want to start something bigger than that. So right now I'm trying to, because for me, when I did that, I didn't even ask permission for the page owners or anything like that. I tried calling them, but they never really called me back.
They're not on social media.
They are on social media. Yeah.
No, I was joking.
Yeah. So yeah, they just, I don't know. I tried to hit them up a few times because I really want to be able to like help certain like dogs from like animal shelters. And there's been a few that I've hit up, but just, I don't know. I think I just have to go there in person or.
Interesting.
Yeah.
So you've hit them up and they haven't gotten back to you.
Yeah. I feel.
Have you hit them up 7 times?
That's my problem right there. I did it about 7 times.
Mike Barron, where are you, buddy? Oh, he give us a lecture right now.
Yeah, I know. Right?
Our good friend of the show, Mike Barron. So
yeah,
that's funny.
Yeah, but yeah. So
kudos to doing that. Like, you know what? I love the fact you didn't wait for permission. You're like, these dogs have been there and sitting there for 6 months. Let me do something about it. Mm-hmm. Instead of, and I we're all guilty of it. We just sit there and wait.
Mm-hmm.
I hope this shit changes.
Yeah. Yeah. So that's my big plan, to be able to just save all the dogs out there, and find them like their forever home. And that was kind of led to canine conversions too.
Yeah.
Just because, sure, I'm not helping the dogs get adopted directly, but I am helping dog trainers get, business, getting, train these dogs. And by training these dogs, that's a less likely chance of them getting put back to the animal shelter because of behavioral issues. And I've heard too, and like when I adopted one of my dogs, they told me that a lot of the reasons why they get sent back is because their behavioral issues. Like they weren't behaving well. And by, running ads and helping dog trainers get more clients, I want to be able to reduce that. Want to be able to help, dogs prevent dogs from going back to the animal shelter.
I gotcha. Okay. So the problem you're solving is dogs that get adopted, they go back a majority of the times because of behavioral issues. So training these dogs, got it. That's how you're making an impact.
Yeah. And
Look
for
at
me,
you, passion project to impact.
Yeah. And for me, it's just like, I mean, it's kind of messed up that like, a dog's in the animal shelter, they're there for a while, then they get adopted and they get their hopes up and they're all happy, and then all of a sudden they put back. Like, yo, that's messed up.
That's not going to help the behavioral issue.
No, it's not. It's not. So hopefully with canine conversion, I can help with that.
Have you thought about partnering with actual dog facilities to... I mean, it's just an out loud question.
No, I honestly haven't.
Okay.
I haven't. I mean, with canine conversion, what we have going on right now, we're like in the initial stages, but we have so many plans for it.
Nice.
And a lot of them is just trying to help dogs as much as possible.
I love it. You know what? It's like when you can take the entrepreneurship, take your passion, put them together. You're like, yes.
Yep.
Valhalla. Thor.
No, yeah, exactly. Hey, Thor's in all my videos. On my video ads, here's a little secret. All right. I'm running ads the entire time. If you have a dog in your ad, that would help you with like conversion rate. And one of the reason is just because social media is so fast moving, right? Like you're on Instagram, you're just, scrolling, but having a dog there just like will literally just make people stop.
Oh, 1,000%.
And then go back,
1,000%. I'm literally going to take my dog everywhere now.
Yeah, for sure. I know if you can have him on the videos, like I've tested it already, like tested it out, like just being by myself versus having my dog there. And all the ads that are still running till this day right now, like that are on and performing are the one with my dog in it. Even if he's there for the first 10 seconds and then he just kind of gets bored and like, all right, you're just using me for video now, I'm gonna leave, but if you have your dog there, like, I don't know, it's.
You love this. I've thought about like inviting people if they have a dog to bring their dog with them onto the show. I'm a huge fan. Huge fan. I got another dog trainer coming in a couple of weeks. I'm going to connect you guys together. Ryan, this is a shout out for you. Apparently with Jenna and Jason, which we love, our dog trainers from Canada.
Yeah.
Dog trainer. Let's get back to it. A lot of dog trainers right now, especially in California, because I don't know too many people that don't have a dog. $25K a month. That's the scenario. I want to grow it. I want to run ads. What should I do? I have zero brand. No Instagram. Like I'll post static pictures and that's about it.
Okay.
Where should I go? Where should I take this if I want to grow my brand over the next 5 years?
Number one is start putting content out there. And when I mean putting content out there, not just regular photos, but videos as well. And one of the biggest, I guess, recommendation or tips I can give anybody who's trying to grow an Instagram page in their niche is try to find someone who's already doing it. Try to find someone who already has over 100K followers, someone who already has, a lot of content and you like their content, and just get ideas from there and just make it unique and make it your own, and just post them on Instagram Reels, post them on TikTok. When it comes to YouTube, I don't really specialize in YouTube, but the little that I know is just like, you don't need to post on YouTube every single day. You just need to have some sort of like, YouTube is more long form content versus, Instagram, where it's short term content. On YouTube, you can get a little bit more educational. On Instagram, you can get educational, but you only have like, 2 minutes max. Because if you do a video more than 2 minutes, you just lose people's interest, you know? So ideally, you just want to have like a minute to 2 minutes. And nowadays, you can just hire someone on Fiverr to like edit your videos for like $5, you know? So that's my number one thing is start your Instagram, your social media, start posting content out there. But not just any random content, just like study people who you look up to in the industry and just try to do something similar to them, just make it unique.
You like their energy and vibe.
Yeah, and you like their energy and vibe. Exactly. That's number one. Number two is once we already have that, like if you want to start running ads as soon as possible, just put like 5 or 10 as soon as possible videos out there. But after that, you can just start running ads to start recording some videos. We call them VSLs to their call to action, right? So you want to make sure that you have your social media, and then actually let me rewind a little bit back. You want to make sure you have your social media. From there, you want to make sure that you have some sort of like offer that we can run ads to, right? One of the biggest success that we're having right now is creating mini courses for the dog trainers. And I guess there's a lot of like, one of the things that I get is just like, oh, I don't want to give away anything for free, or too much for free, but everything's free on YouTube. You can go to YouTube and you can learn any sort of skill for free, but what you're doing here is just putting all, everything together into one and just giving it to someone, So it can be like a mini course of like, for example, 5-6 videos teaching them, how to fix a certain behavior or, whatever topic you want to talk about. So what happens is now you have an offer. Everyone's going to want that. Anybody who wants a course on how to train your dog is because they're in need of getting their dog trained, And that's what we're getting, such low cost per lead. Is one, yes, it is like the advertising part of it, but two, is because we do have a pretty irresistible offer, You look at other dog trainers out there and they're just doing, a free evaluation, which everyone knows that in the free evaluation, you're just going to get sold right there. But when you have a course, you're getting them from like not knowing you to liking you because of all the content that they're getting for free, And then at the very end, they have a call to action where they can schedule a call with you, But by then, they've already gone through the process. They've already gone through like the free mini course. So you want to make sure that you have some sort of offer. And the mini course just works best for dog trainers. That's what we've seen get like the best results. Once you have that offer already, we can start running ads to that, Since Canine Conversion focuses on one of our products, we'll run the ads for them. Then while we run everything for them, they'll go through a sales training that we provide them as well. Just because, there's really no point of having all these leads if you don't know how to sell, So we give them all those sales training as well.
George, how common is that? Out of every 10 people, 10 dog trainers. And this is where I think, not being in your space, okay? I have a lot to learn as an entrepreneur. I don't have time. Like, I'm great at what I do, not great at what you do. I'm terrible at what you do. Like, that's why I need people like you. Like, what should I do?
And that's like, for example, in the aspect of just running the ads or the whole.
Well, what I'm talking about is you talked about content.
Okay.
I think you brought up like the mini course. This is, I think, where most entrepreneurs need to understand. That's where you take the time on your content. So once you study that person that's doing the content that you like, then you take their content, you regurgitate and make it your own, and then make sure you have the production quality. Make sure that it's on point. So when the people come into your sphere, it's like, I love George. Oh, okay. Yeah. There you go. And that's what you're talking about, is that the mini course is opportunity to build that relationship and connection, right?
Yes, correct.
Okay. So I think that's where it's like a lot of it is missing, because like my misconception of running ads before and buying leads was like, oh, I just bought leads, they're going to close. No, they're not. You got to do the freaking work.
Exactly.
It's a lot of work. And it's not bad leads. We just get disappointed at rejection the first time.
Yep.
So that's why I was asking you, out of every 10 trainers that sign up and start running ads, how many of them don't know how to sell? That's why you ended up doing that.
A lot of them.
Really?
And for example, even me, for me,
Yeah.
I've always been terrified of sales. You know, I don't know why. Maybe because it's talking to people, but
Okay.
I've always been terrified of sales. That's always been my weakness.
Yeah.
That's why, for example, I partnered up with someone who's great at sales, making, last year almost $1 million, 800,000 in a month, just because of mastering that one skill, selling, and he's the one who's going to be teaching, anybody that comes into the canine conversion. He's the one that's going to be training, the dog trainers how to become killer sales guys. But I feel that, to have a successful business, you do have to have, marketing and sales, for sure. That's something that I also recently, just discovered. Just because I was so great in marketing, so good at advertising that when it comes to sales, I'm just like, okay, like this is what I'm missing,
So that's the missing part. I think that's what that I love that you're actually doing that for dog trainers, for them to learn how to convert leads. Because a lot of the times, everyone wants to sell you leads. Everyone wants to do your ad spend.
Yeah.
Nobody wants to show you how you actually convert this stuff. And I think that's the missing, that's the missing component that we all have to pay attention to if you're going to be in the branding marketing space.
Yep, exactly. And also just like, not just necessarily calling them, but like all different types of follow-ups, for example, if they're not picking up the phone, you send them a text message. Or, you have an email sequence that you already have where they're getting emails from you. Or they're already, subscribing to your YouTube channel, and then every time you post something, boom, they get like notified. Or if you're posting something if they follow you on Instagram or even TikTok, every time you post something, boom, it's already there. So even though, sure, they're not picking up the phone, they're constantly seeing you. They're constantly seeing you every single time until they're they're into that trust you phase. They're like, okay, I might trust him. I like what he has going on. I keep seeing him every single day. Like, I'm going to let me schedule a call with him and, move forward from there. Or, if they don't have the money then, but now they do, like they already know who they're going to go to just because they constantly see you. And then, you're bringing people into your ecosystem. That's why I say when it comes to these leads, you just don't want to call them and that's it. You want to do all different types of follow-up. The money's in the follow-up. And that's what we're trying to teach everyone is, not only how to sell them over the phone, but how to follow up with them as well. If they don't have the sales skills, it's not going to be any point of them having a bunch of leads,
I've thought about this a lot, and George, this is fucking awesome. Everyone says the money is in the follow-up. I think the relationship is in the follow-up.
And you build that relationship by following them.
Relationship is in the follow-up.
Yep.
Like, we're starving for connection. I think that's where, I just came up with that right now, is the relationship is in the follow-up. That's how you get the trust and you get people wanting to do business with you, is you got to follow up. Look 100%. At you. Just dropping folks, I mean, if you want to know, if you're a dog trainer, you're going to want to hit this guy up. So right now, the biggest opportunity that you see is the ad spend that you're doing. The margins are outrageous. Insane. And if you have a better product to work with, so if the person is more engaging, they're coming up with stuff, they're going to get more traction on their ads, right?
Exactly.
Not everyone's a Mike Barron, though. I just want you to know.
We all want to be.
We're all working on it. We're all working on it.
No, but yeah, definitely, those will be the steps that I would recommend anybody who's not only looking to get more clients or grow, but also scale their business.
Right.
Is, making sure that all the systems are into place. And that is one thing that we do. We're not just a advertising agency and we're just, here's the leads. You're on your own, No, we want to build in the entire system for them. We don't want them to have any headaches. We want to do it for them. And, we want to be able to teach them how to sell, because if they don't know how to sell, the way I see it is if we don't teach them how to sell, they're not going to get any clients. And they're not going to get any clients, and more dogs are going to get left behind, and not get adopted. So it's just how do we help them as much as possible for their success? We already know that when it comes to the Facebook ads, they're going to get a ton of leads.
Right.
We've done this countless and countless of times.
Done.
You
have no You have no worries at all.
Yeah, even if
They just got to do their part.
exactly, even if they don't have a big budget, like someone who's only spending $10 a day, like they will get leads. And if they don't have a big budget in the beginning, they can start with something small, and then if they start getting sales, the beauty about Facebook is you just start scaling up.
I love the synergy you and I have as host guests, because I was going to ask you how much money I should be spending. Like, even if it's $10, I'm like, don't even need to ask anymore. Just answer my question without me asking.
Nice.
How big is this, the dog training market right now? Like, how much is it growing?
It's growing. It's for sure growing. When it comes to, there's a ton of dogs out there. Ever since COVID happened, like there's been more dogs in homes, and it's funny because I have like this free training that I give anybody who wants to get more clients or get more leads. Like I literally teach them how to run a Facebook ad for free. I go over stats of how many dogs aren't home or how many people own dogs, and the stats just keep going up,
Really?
There's all the other animals like cats, like they just go down, or like birds.
That makes sense. That makes sense. I understand the cat number going down. I'm sorry for the cat people. No. It's okay. We're not judging you.
Yeah, no judgment.
No judgment.
But the dog is always just going up. There's always so it's just like there's always a high in demand, and a lot of dog trainers sometimes think that like, oh, there's no point of running Facebook ads because more people are running it. Like no, that's quite opposite. A lot of people are not running it. And if they are, they're getting a high cost per lead.
Okay, let's jump into this. Let's talk about, so my competition, I'm going to give you a scenario.
Okay.
My competition, George, my competition is already running ads. I'm already late to the game. There's no point.
Mm-hmm.
What's your reply to that?
My reply to that? That's a good one.
I love good questions.
One, you're not too late.
Okay, how come?
You're not too late.
How come I'm not too late?
Because there's an abundance of dog owners. There's an abundance of people in need of dog training, and there's more people adopting dogs or getting dogs every year. It's not like, okay, yeah, he has all of them, but we're not getting any new one. Like maybe if like no new, like if people were stop getting dogs, like completely stop getting dogs, like maybe he should be worried, but that is not the case at all.
I think I have a great analogy for you. Okay. If you're a cat trainer right now, you're in trouble. But if you're a dog trainer, you're on the way up.
Yes, sir. Yes.
What do you think? I'm going to get, I'm sorry. I'm just.
If you own a cat, I'll still help you. I don't discriminate with animals.
I don't either. I'm just having fun. Folks, I get it. There's cat people. Cats are great. I just wouldn't get one, but it's all a joke. Mm-hmm. I think this is so great because it doesn't matter the industry. Like what you're breaking down, any industry that you're in, like there's only one of you. Like there's only one George. You know what I mean? Who cares if your competition is doing it? Your message is not going to be the same.
Exactly.
Because you've lived a different journey. You got a different story. Mm-hmm. I think people are going to see this like, they're going to be like, hey, where's this training just so I can see what George is all about? Because you're not doing this. It's not just about the money. Mm-hmm. I think if anybody watched this, they'd be like, you got a passion for wanting to do better for dogs.
Yeah.
And especially like you're investing in all these nonprofits. So are you planning on starting your own nonprofit?
That's the future goal.
Really?
That's the future goal. Yeah.
Okay.
It's the nonprofit of just being able to.
And is Sandra on board?
Of course.
Is Sandra a dog fan as well?
Yeah.
Okay.
She is.
All right. That's good.
I mean, I got her Thorpe for her.
It's her dog.
It was I proposed to her. Instead of me proposing with the ring, I proposed to her with a golden retriever.
All right, we need to have a conversation with our guest. How come we didn't start this with this? You proposed to Sandra with Thor.
Yes, sir. When he was just a little puppy.
You got some serious game, man. Wow, that's a unique proposal.
Appreciate that.
We're going to finish with this. Let's go. No more. Remarkable. Tell me all about this. I'm curious.
I mean, that's always been her dream dog. And like I did say, like I've never really bought a dog like I've always either like we've gone in because someone gave them to us, or we've adopted them or rescued them. But so I've never really bought a dog. But the only dog that I've ever bought was Thor. We were in Miami. I got him here in LA, in Los Angeles. I had my parents help me out, and they drove to LA, picked him up. It was they had Thor for like 2 to 3 weeks here, and then we came here, went to the mountains with the whole view of the city, of San Bernardino, and then got him down in one knee with the dog and proposed.
He's off the market, folks. I'm sorry to tell you this. Not on the market. So you transplanted your dog from Southern California too. You're like, I'm not buying a dog in Miami. We're going to transplant it.
Well, it just I didn't.
That is a great story, George. That's badass.
Thank you.
So what did that scene look like?
Well,
I want to marry you. And here's the dog.
she was blindfolded.
Okay.
She was blind.
Okay.
She was blindfolded. She said she had she kind of knew what was happening. I mean, it's kind of sus if
Yeah.
If, like,
what did she say? No, I'm kidding.
She said yes. She said yes. But that's how I did it with the dog.
That is so cool.
Mm-hmm.
And what made you come up with, I'm going to propose with Thor? Like,
well, that's because it was her. That was her favorite dog. That's the dog that she always wanted. And I know she's not a big fan of jewelry, so I'm just like, let me give her something that she would really, really want.
Like you have the perfect woman. She loves dogs. You don't need to get jewelry.
I really do.
Keep that up, man. Keep that up. How much fun did you have?
Ton of fun.
Are you gonna come?
Ton of fun.
Or when you come back are you gonna come and visit us for episode number 2 so we can?
Oh yeah.
Canine conversions just started, so this is the beginning of the journey. We gotta tell the story in phases.
Oh yeah, I'm definitely gonna come back next time you see me. I'll tell you the amount of dogs that we helped out save.
Yes.
So so far we're 2 dogs from the animal shelter from running ads. So hopefully next time we come, we're up to maybe the triple digits.
Well, I said we're a podcast that loves all animals.
Mm-hmm.
We do. All joking aside, I love animals. I think they're just life is better when you have animals in your life. And it was so great getting to know you. And I love how you've taken entrepreneurship, your passion, intertwined them. You're proposing with dogs. I mean, you're a catch, buddy.
Thank you.
I'm glad you came on. We're gonna drop some comments. What can I say? Follow this guy. He's awesome. He's great. And if you're a dog trainer, he's got a strategy to help you grow your business if that's what you want to do.
1,000%.
We're out. Thank you so much.